Paris and Helen of Troy, a love that launched 1,000 ships. Ancient Greece. Imagine a time when gods and mortals walked the earth together, a period of heroic deeds and epic tales. In the heart of this mythological world lies our story, one of the most infamous love affairs in history, the romance between Paris, a dashing Trojan prince, and Helen, the stunning queen of Sparta. This isn't just any love story, it's one that quite literally set the ancient world on fire. The setup, a divine beauty contest. Our tale begins with a divine beauty contest. Yes, you heard that right, a beauty contest. The gods, always up for a bit of drama, decided to hold a competition to determine the fairest among them. The contenders, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. The judge, Paris, a Trojan prince known more for his good looks than his wisdom. The goddesses, not above bribery, each offered Paris a tempting reward. Hera promised power, Athena offered wisdom and skill in battle, but it was Aphrodite who clinched the deal by offering the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta. Paris, evidently thinking with his heart, and maybe a bit of something else, awarded the golden apple to Aphrodite. The elopement, love at first sight. Paris sailed to Sparta under the guise of a diplomatic mission. There, he laid eyes on Helen, whose beauty was said to be unmatched. Helen, unfortunately for the stability of Greece, was equally smitten. The chemistry was palpable, the attraction irresistible. It wasn't long before they decided that the whole marriage to King Menelaus thing was a minor inconvenience. So, they did what any love-struck couple would do, they eloped, setting sail for Troy. The fallout, a king's fury. When Menelaus, Helen's husband and the king of Sparta, returned home to find his wife missing, he was understandably less than thrilled. His reaction? Full-scale war. He rallied the might of Greece, including the formidable King Agamemnon, and set off with 1,000 ships to reclaim Helen and restore his honor. Thus began the Trojan War, a decade-long conflict that would see heroes rise and fall, all for the love of one woman. The war, heroes and tragedies. The war was a saga of its own, filled with legendary figures like Achilles, Hector, and Odysseus. Achilles, with his near-invincible prowess, became the Greeks' greatest champion, while Hector defended Troy with noble valor. The battles were fierce, the strategies cunning, and the cost of human lives was huge. But let's not forget our lovers in this grand tapestry. Paris, despite his charm, wasn't exactly the war hero type. He did, however, manage to fatally wound Achilles, with a little help from Apollo, earning a bit of war cred. Helen, caught in the middle, became a symbol of beauty and strife, her loyalties as fluid as the tides. The fall of Troy, a city in flames. The war's climax came with the cunning Greek stratagem, the Trojan horse. The Greeks pretended to retreat, leaving behind a giant wooden horse as a gift. The Trojans, thinking they'd won, brought the horse into their city. That night, Greek soldiers hidden inside the horse emerged, opened the gates, and led in their army. Troy fell in flames and chaos, marking the end of the epic war. Helen's fate in the fall of Troy. In the midst of the destruction, Helen's fate hung in the balance. According to some versions of the myth, Helen tried to hide, fearing retribution from the Greeks for her role in the war. However, Menelaus, her husband and the king of Sparta, found her. When Menelaus encountered Helen, he was armed and ready to exact revenge for the decade of strife and suffering. But upon seeing her, Helen, renowned for her incomparable beauty, used her charms to soften his wrath. Some sources suggest she disrobed, revealing her stunning beauty, and begged for forgiveness. Menelaus, captivated once again by her allure, spared her life. The return to Sparta. Helen was taken back to Sparta with Menelaus. Their return was not an easy journey. The gods, still meddling in human affairs, caused storms and delays, reflecting the turbulent emotions and the complexity of Helen's situation. After several years of wandering and hardship, they finally made it back to Sparta. Life after Troy. Back in Sparta, Helen's life took on a semblance of normalcy. She resumed her role as queen, but her reputation was forever tarnished. Her elopement with Paris and the war that followed cast a long shadow over her legacy. Versions of Helen's fate. Reconciliation and redemption. In some accounts, Menelaus and Helen reconciled. They ruled Sparta together and had a relatively peaceful life. Helen's beauty and grace continued to captivate all who saw her, and she was even worshipped as a goddess in some places. Eternal regret. Other versions depict Helen as living a life of regret and sorrow. The deaths and destruction caused by her actions weighed heavily on her conscience. Some stories suggest that she was haunted by the memories of those who perished because of her. Legend and myth. Helen's story didn't end with her return to Sparta. Her beauty and her role in the Trojan War immortalized her in Greek mythology. She appeared in numerous works of literature, from Homer's Iliad and Odyssey to later plays and poems, symbolizing both the power and peril of love and beauty. The lessons from Helen's tale. The power of beauty. Helen's beauty was both her greatest asset and her greatest curse. It had the power to launch 1,000 ships and to sway the hearts of men, for better or worse. The consequences of passion. The love affair between Helen and Paris serves as a reminder of the far-reaching consequences that personal desires can have, especially when they intersect with politics and power. Forgiveness and redemption. Helen's story also explores themes of forgiveness and redemption. Despite the chaos she caused, she was ultimately forgiven by Menelaus, showing the complexity of human emotions and relationships. Legacy and myth. Helen's enduring legacy in literature and myth highlights how stories can transcend their origins, influencing cultures and societies for millennia. Helen of Troy's story is a powerful blend of love, war, beauty, and tragedy, making it one of the most compelling tales in the annals of history and mythology. Her legacy continues to captivate us, a timeless reminder of the human condition and the complexities of love and desire. And there you have it, love adventurers. The fiery tale of Paris and Helen, proof that love can truly set the world ablaze. If you were swept away by this epic saga, make sure to give us a thumbs up and share the romance with your friends who love a good historical drama. Subscribe to Relationship Rendezvouz and join our community of history buffs and hopeless romantics. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a new episode of timeless love stories and the lessons they teach us. Got a favorite epic romance? Drop it in the comments below, we might just feature it next. Remember, love may be timeless, but our episodes are just a click away. Dive into our playlists for more legendary romances, and stay tuned for our next adventure into the heart of history. Keep your love epic and your stories legendary. See you next time on Relationship Rendezvouz.